to Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. 2.4 miles and 10 corners that has been challenging the best in the world on the 2 and 4 wheels since the early 1960s.
Now, I should probably explain. You guys know Six Sigma Sim Racing. If you don't, well, they're a Canadian manufacturer of premium sim racing cockpits. Although they're based in Toronto, they ship globally to North America, Japan, Australia, and Europe. They've been sponsoring my channel for the last few months now, and they've given me a ton of resources for me to be able to make these videos that you guys see every single week. You guys watch them every single week, right? Anyway, if all that wasn't enough, the most exciting thing that's happened to this YouTube channel is, well, also thanks to them. You see, they've invited me to the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for my first ever real-world track experience. Yes, my first time ever driving around a real racetrack. And if that wasn't daunting enough, I'll be doing so in the Six Sigma Sim Racing Media Car, which is, well, a $200,000 414 horsepower Porsche Cayman GT4 supercar, which is also a manual. Now, of course, I think it only makes sense to actually practice in the sim. Unfortunately, it's super late, so I can't actually do it today, but tomorrow when I come back from school, it's time to get on the grind because I have one day to practice, and then, well, I leave to Canada. The plan is simple. Go to school, come back from school, practice on the sim, go on track in the real world, and break the hot lap record. And by break the hot lap record, I mean do a few laps without crashing or dying. Got that? Good. Now let's get started. iRacing. I feel like every single time I launch up this game, there's a required update. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is purchase the Cayman GT4 as well as the Canadian Motorsports Park racetrack. So let's do that now. Here she is. I don't know why I said it like that. So, not to freak myself out or anything like that, so I bought Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, which is where I'm going to be racing. And out of curiosity, I went to the About section, and Canadian Tire Motorsports Park is widely regarded as one of the most daunting road courses on the planet, owing to an abundance of ultra-fast blind corners, many of which feature dramatic elevation changes. Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. So after spending a bunch of money, we have the Cayman GT4, check. We have Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, check. And decent weather, which I'm hoping is what there's gonna be. So let's get... God damn it. Okay, so I have everything I need to absolutely master this car and track combo. I of course have the car and the track, and I also have the H-pattern shifter, which is what I'm going to be using in the real car. So in theory, when I get into the real thing, I should feel right at home. At least in theory. Time to test drive. Of course, if you've ever watched some of my videos, you would know that things never go around as planned over here, especially not when it comes to iRacing. I put it into first gear, and it's an automatic in iRacing. So honestly, there's no real point in doing a bunch of practice laps if I'm not going to be using the H pattern, so it's time for plan B. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Plan B. So unlike iRacing, Assetto Corsa has never let me down. Okay, so here is the moment of truth. You already know. This is why everybody loves Assetto Corsa.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Now it was time to actually sit down and begin to learn the track. As previously stated, Canadian Motorsport Park is widely regarded as one of North America's most dangerous racetracks due to its blind corners, drastic elevation changes, and high-speed nature. But what caught my attention the most was how unforgiving this track is. With the barrier meters away from the pavement, just one wrong move and you're up against the wall, something which happened many times when practicing on the sim. Now, throughout the few hours I spent practicing, I was mainly learning the track, but I was also trying to understand its general braking points, which corners I could take faster and slower than others, where to up and downshift, and of course I was trying to get a feel for the car and how it reacts to the track as well as my inputs. Notably, I found myself continuously struggling to get a grip with turn 3, something which I later understood wasn't just me. But regardless, after a few hours of practice, it was time to go to bed as a long day of excitement, thrills, and chaos was about to ensue. Mr. Worldwide! Currently 6:47 in the morning. Now I know it seems hard to believe, but I was half asleep. And the guys over at Six Sigma Sim Racing have invited me to Canada to visit their showroom as well as go on to a track day. So without further ado, no joke, I was barely able to keep my eyes open. So without further ado, let's go.
The local cameras, the list 12. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the captain has turned the seatbelt sign off. Thank you to ask for all carry-on items.
So that was it. The flight was less than an hour long. I could literally make my way down there like every weekend. You hear that? Six Sigma. Before going out on track, Six Sigma Sim Racing wanted to show me everything they've been up to and what they have in store for the future. Our first stop was at an ultra-modern sports therapy and healthcare center called Apevie. Apart from all the health services offered there, the company has a deep-rooted passion for cars and motorsport and serves as a Six Sigma Sim Racing pop-up shop where people can try out the sim. Now, providing recovery plans, rehab, therapy, and many more services to all types of athletes, including professional and amateur race car drivers, the sim brings that all together as it begins to merge the lines between virtual and real, and can even be used as a step in the right direction for injured drivers undergoing rehab and training to one day get back on track. The guys over at ModdedSim knew I had a big day ahead of me the next day, so to prepare me, they walked me through a set of exercises and massages to prepare me for the big day. So after that painful yet relieving experience, it was time to go to our next location, in the ModdedSim GT4, of course.
Do this shit for real. When we was down and we had nothing, we had to share a meal. We put the shit in overdrive with no steering wheel. Shorty throw that thing back in a pair of heels. Yeah, she be riding on that thing like a Ferris wheel. Yeah, I love them dark skin, brown skin, caramel. You know I had
made it to sim racing heaven. You see, Six Sigma Sim Racing has been continuously working on further developing their products and wanted to show me their soon-to-be flagship model, which will come with totally custom livery designs around the seat and chassis. And this thing looks nothing short of incredible.
Back in my backflow.
It's located at an automotive repair and service center called Velocity Performance, which also serves as a sim racing lounge supplied by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Testing out the rigs, I got in my last bit of practice as the next day it was showtime.
Hello everybody and welcome along to Canadian Time Motorsport Park. 2.4 miles and 10 corners that has been challenging the best in the world on 2 and 4 wheels since the early 1960s.
Before jumping out on track, I was required to attend a mandatory driver's meeting, which outlines the general track rules, braking points, and a bunch of other things. As you can see, I was paying a ton of attention. Despite everything going on and the millions of dollars of cars around me, one of the things that made me the happiest was seeing the excitement hundreds of spectators got out of the simulators available to the general public. I always see that sim racing is for everyone, and this right here is exactly what I mean. Kids, moms, grandparents, everybody was having a go and having a blast, and that's what it's all really about. But anyway, without further ado, it was time to get out on track behind the wheel of a true supercar. Spoiler alert, I did not crash or die, and that was truly one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had. As per how the real world compares to the sim, I'm going to be speaking about that in an entirely separate video, so stay tuned for that. And now that you've made it this far into the video, I think it's a good time to let you know that one of you will also have an opportunity to be flown out to the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park and have a go in the GT4. The upcoming 2023 Six Sigma Sim Racing Driver Program will host a worldwide sim racing league where the winner will have this all-inclusive experience. More details are coming in the future, so stay on the lookout for that. A massive shout out to Six Sigma Sim Racing for this incredible weekend, and with all that being said, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.